Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Crackin' for a Cause. I am your host, MrBevers, and I am joined today by the wonderful OrcishLibrarian. If you're unfamiliar with him, you should definitely get ready because he's gonna load your brain full of lore. I know he is. You're here for lore, right?
Yeah, and the snacks.
That's right. So why don't you give everyone a little spiel about who you are and where they can find you?
Sure. I'm OrcishLibrarian. You can find me on Twitter at bibliovoreorc. Also Instagram, same handle, although I'm not super active on Instagram. I'm a writer, cosplayer, game developer, and mostly I think people follow me on Twitter because I make a lot of magic-related puns and do stuff like flavor added and lore stuff.
Yeah, I've been having a blast with your flavor added series that you've been doing
I'm
on Twitter.
glad.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it immensely. Like, especially when you're like, you pick a card and I'm like, hey, I know that card, and you have like this little flavor added, and I'm like, I would never have thought of that. That's really cool.
Yeah, to the extent that time has meaning anymore, and that's debatable. I think we're almost at 4 years doing flavor added at this point, and there's a ton of other people who do it now too, which is wild to me, and I always love seeing what people come up with.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, like, it's always awesome when you see something that's you sort of like, I guess, maybe not started or created, but like just something you've been doing forever. And then you see other people picking up the same format because they like it and they enjoy it. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
awesome. So, all the links will be, of course, below in the description so that you can go and find OrcishLibrarian's content, and I highly recommend you go check him out. So, with that being said, if you're new to the series, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. If you're unfamiliar, this is a charity pack battle where we're going to be cracking a pack for charity. Basically, what will happen is we'll have a pack, we have a stipulation, winner picks a charity, loser donates. That's the premise of the show. We've been sort of bending the rules a bit lately just because, we all in the giving mood these days, and why not give to charity when you can, right? Because it's just a great cause. So we might both end up donating at the end of the series regardless of the winner, but that's okay. We'll get into that at the end of the video. However, why don't you talk about the charity that you've chosen today and where you'll be sending my money if you win?
So when I win, we're going to send your money to the Capital Area Food Bank, which is one of the large providers of extra food, hot meals, emergency food relief here in Washington, D.C. Obviously, it's the level of food insecurity that just exists here in the United States as a baseline is already a scathing comment about us as a society, but especially right now because of the COVID-19 pandemic. There are more people than ever who are in need of emergency food resources, and it's harder than ever to get that relief because a lot of the traditional avenues for things like that, whether it's federal benefits or even things like school lunch programs, aren't available right now. So food banks across the country are under an incredible amount of strain.
I can imagine.
At the moment. And so I just, encourage everybody out there, if you have the resources to do it, if you have the ability, check out what your local food providers are and consider making a donation to a food bank in your area.
Right, exactly. And I'm right there with you. That sounds like a great charity, and obviously it's something that everyone should keep their eyes on, especially, for you folks in the States, because I know that you've been having a hard time getting any kind of stimulus package from your government. Like, holy moly. We're in Canada here, so we've been a little bit more, loose with the purse strings, I guess you could say. But that's a good thing, in my opinion, because, it gets money to the people who need it because of all of this nonsense. So, I don't know. We're not going to go into all of that, like you said. We're not going to go into all of that, like you said.
Suppressing the urge to go on an hour-long rant.
That's right. We won't go into a crazy tirade, but I'm totally down for this charity. That's a great cause and a great point, for sure.
I'm just gonna ball it up and shove it deep down inside me,
down in there,
where it can fester and eventually turn into a mental illness, because that's the way that we cope with these things.
That's the way that we cope with all of these things. It's for sure. So thank you so much for picking such a great charity. That sounds like an awesome place for me to send my money, so I'll be happy to do so. My charity, of course, though, if I were to win, I mean, it sounds like I'm probably not going to win, since we made the statement that when you win, I'll be sending my money. So, but the charity I chose this week is the Halton Women's Place, which is a local women's shelter to my area. It basically just provides a safe place for women who are in need. Whether it's from an abusive relationship, or whether it's with, being a single mother who needs help with the, child support kind of thing, all that kind of stuff. So they offer after school programs for kids and daycare and all this kind of stuff for, essentially lower rates, if not for free, for women who need it. So it's just a great little charity that's in and around the area. And, I'll be happy to send your money there if I win.
And that's another thing too, where another place where the situation that we all find ourselves in manifests itself, where people are maybe find themselves trapped in households where they're in an abusive situation or a dangerous situation. And again, it's these organizations more than ever are a lifeline for people, and anything that people can do to support it is obviously critical.
Exactly. And I mean, like, on that note, I can't even believe what it would be like to live in an abusive relationship to begin with, let alone having to deal with being stuck in the house now due to a lockdown, right, or a pandemic where you can't get out, right? It's just, I don't even want to think about it, to be honest with you. It's super disheartening and scary, very, very scary. So this is exactly like you said, this is a great place to send money, because it offers that escape for people, right, if they need it. So anyway, off with the heavy stuff, in with the meat and potatoes of the series, and that is, of course, the pack battle itself. So OrcishLibrarian, if you didn't know what he's doing these days, he is doing a little bit of a series on Twitter. And so he picked, of course, this pack, which I'm going to let you speak about, and the stipulation he picked is pretty interesting. I like it quite a bit. So why don't you go ahead and give him a little spiel there?
Yeah, so we've got Japanese War of the Spark here today. These are these are my favorite. I don't open a lot of boosters these days. I don't open a lot of sealed product. These are my favorite boosters to open in, I'm gonna date myself at this point, probably since back when I was drafting, like Saga twice a week back in 1999.
Okay.
I love these so much because they have the great Japanese alternate art planeswalkers in there. I think you're supposed to get one every other pack. And to me, it's just they're fun to open. The payoff is that you get a cool card with unique art, and that's what excites me about Magic cards. Is I love the art, I love the characters, I love the flavor on them, and so I just have a ton of fun opening these.
For sure. And I've been watching, of course, your series on Twitter of you cracking
when I
these
remember
packs.
to do that.
Yeah. So you've been doing it one pack at a time, basically, right? Like every day, basically. So we're stealing a day from the series with this pack
that's
battle.
Okay.
But that's okay.
And as a display of supreme overconfidence, before I end up hoist by my own petard here, I already have my top loader ready, so that when the Amano Liliana comes out of this, I can just put it in the sleeve and straight into the top loader.
The foil, right? That's the one you're looking for.
Yeah, so I've set myself up now.
What did I see? I saw, like, I think it was okay. So this is we're dating this episode because we recorded this much earlier than when it's being released. But I think I saw Olivia posting about how it's her chase card, and then I was like, "Wow, how much could it be now?" And I saw someone post like eBay auctions for like $3,000 or some nonsense, and I was like, "Holy moly!"
Digressing for a second here. If you stop and think about that for a second, it shows the power that art has to captivate people. Because it's Liliana Dreadhorde. It's not a Mox, it's not a dual land, it's not a Lotus. It's Liliana Dreadhorde General. It's functionally identical to a card that you can get in a regular War of the Spark pack, or buy off the. I don't know what they are. I think it's probably about a $20 card, maybe possibly less these days.
Something like that, yeah. For the actual mythic, right?
Yeah, and the only distinction is
The art.
This one has different art on it, and it's a card that costs more than like you could get pieces of power for less than what it would cost to get one of the foil mono.
Like a revised, mocks of some kind.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And that's just a card that Wizards printed in a standard pack, and it's worth as much as it is because people love art, and that's one of the things I like about this. I feel like it's a testament to the power that art has for us.
Now, if you look at the top of your pack, right, we can see that these are Japanese packs because they do have a bit a bit taller on here, because generally in Japan they put them on the those the poles that come out from like those peg walls.
Yeah, I've got my little
yeah, but the interesting thing, that's what I was just looking like. So you've got the circle, right, which is what you would normally think, and I've got like the weird. This is like the Americanized version of the circle, right? Like that's. I don't know what the deal is or why it's punched differently.
I assume that there's more than one facility that prints these.
There must be, absolutely. It's just.
I mean, I know there are,
right?
So.
That it's a different type of punch, which is
yeah.
But why don't we get into the stipulation, because you picked a stipulation for this pack.
I totally forgot. Yeah, so obviously this is War of the Spark. So it seems to me thematically appropriate that we should have a War of the Spark.
It seems good.
Or War of the Sparks, as it may be. And so my stipulation is that whoever gets the most sparks in their art, the most cards with sparks in the art, is going to be our winner. And I'm going to define spark here in the loosest possible sense. So lightning, sparks, weird glowy stuff that comes out of people's fingers, like the purple stuff that comes out of you if you're a nameless planeswalker wearing a scarf who kind of looks like Ral but isn't Ral. So and we can, if we have corner cases, we could engage in a not very serious debate about it. But I'm leaning towards anything that looks even vaguely sparky is a hit in my book. So
sounds good. So I guess let's just get into it then.
All right.
And see how it goes. I'm gonna try opening it from the bottom of the pack, just because
I'm gonna try using the tab.
I don't think mine doesn't even have a tab. So, that's another thing, right? Like, obviously different facility, because I don't even have the little pull.
Actually worked for me for once. Usually I sit. Anybody watches me on Twitter knows that I sit here. Knows that I sit here and like fight with these wrappers for.
Yep.
I'm gonna do. Mine are in reverse order. I've got the token on top, so I'm gonna hold them this way and then flip them around. So I start with.
Or
you
can do the shuffle if you want, right? Which is the token off the front, and you can pull the rare. The rare should be the next, right, or the land or whatever. Right?
I think it's token, then land, then.
Right.
I'm just gonna flip them around from the back.
Sure,
if I
that's
try to
fine.
do it, I'm gonna mess it up.
Yep, no problem. So of course I have. All right, so we're talking loose terms, right? Are we talking about these zombies who are powered by Spark? What are we talking?
Count it.
Okay, we're counting that. So see, there's some zombies there. So you want to show your first card too?
All right. We have. I don't think I have any sparks in this. We just have a big old tree.
The horizon growth or something like that.
It's the rebuilt. I believe this is the reconstituted Vidugazi after gets destroyed.
So my next card is this. I can't remember the name. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've opened War with Spark cards now. But this is the. It is a creature. Yes. Yeah, it's like Ashiok's shadow thing. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, Ashiok something.
Yeah.
That looks. I'm gonna give that too. There's some glowy stuff there. Yeah.
There's some glowy stuff coming out of its face.
I'm gonna give it. That's glowy.
Okay. So that's
I
two.
established glowy as the bar. So.
All right. Okay. What do you got for your next one?
Wow, we're off to a bad start here. So we have a Gorgon.
A Gorgon.
A very cool looking Gorgon.
Yes.
But not
really sparky.
Not a very glowy Gorgon.
All right, and my third card is definitely going to be Spark again, because I've got these zombies here again.
Yeah, there's the Dread Horde.
Yeah, the Dread Horde. Yep. And that's the red one that does a mass, I think, right? I think that's what that does.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so what's your next one? You got any Spark yet?
All right, we have no
a spider.
We have a spider. Again, it's
It's a good spider, yeah.
Good spidery spider,
yeah,
but
it's
no,
not really
if we were
sparky.
counting webs, I'd be in good shape. But
yeah. Now I finally have a card with no spark on it. So this is your chance to catch up here. I've got the people, the village people here.
Have you seen this planeswalker?
That's right. They're looking, right?
Yeah. All right. Oh. Yeah, you know what? So here we've got...
I give that to you for sure. That's Jaya burning somebody. Yeah, for sure.
Jaya frying a zombie.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the biggest spark card we've seen so far.
There we go.
Right? Like, that is literally a planeswalker burning someone with their spark power, right?
Yep, Jaya doing what she does.
Yep. And so my next card is the big old 7/6 worm, but it's got those Dreadhorde guys right up front there.
That's definitively a spark. They've got glowy purple stuff.
Yeah, glowy purple stuff right in the center. And what's your next one there?
Right in the middle. Oh, we've got some impending...
Oh, nice.
Maybe he's just gonna give him a shave.
maybe, but it is part of the Dreadhorde, so that's gonna give you your spark too, though.
Maybe he was like, I think I got a ding in my sword here. It's kind of hard to see from far away. Maybe you could take a real close look.
You just take a nice close look at this.
Yeah.
Fair. My next one is very sparky, like your very sparky card. Except it's Kaya.
Oh, there we go.
And that has definitely got purple glowy stuff, and it's just a walker. It's seemingly teleporting through.
I think that's Kaya's ghost form.
Yeah, like it obviously is.
I think that's which card it is.
Yeah, it's Kaya's ghost form. It's just it just looks, the art looks really interesting because it almost looks like she's like teleporting through the thing.
She's just bamfing through everybody.
Yeah, which is neat. So what do you got for your next one?
All right, we have this is a corner case. So we've got Nahiri with flaming swords.
I mean, yeah, you definitely get that because it's a walker, right? I think you get that. Yeah, you definitely get that because her swords wouldn't really glow without her spark, right? Is that kind of how that works?
We have Nahiri having a normal one, as the kids would say.
Yeah,
just having a real normal one.
Sure. I have an interesting spark card here because this is, as we would say, a nameless planeswalker having their spark stolen. Right, like that. That is just. There's one of the Dreadhorde in the back there, just like
not having a good time.
The spark right out of this fellow.
Not having a good day.
No, definitely not having a good day. And what do you got for your next one?
Come on out to Ravnica. We'll have some laughs. Have a good time.
Everything's fine here. We've got all these guilds.
All right, so here we've got Kasmina frogifying somebody.
Yep.
And there's some glowy stuff.
That is definitely sparky for sure.
Weirdly, the frog looks like it wants to ask a question, and I sort of understand that. The frog's kind of like,
I have questions about what just happened. Yeah. And my next one here is I think was this a Nexus Gateway? Is that what this was?
Oh yeah, it's the interplanar gate. I can't remember the portal. I can't remember what the card's called, but yeah, it's the after shot. It's the after shot in the before after of the Plaza of the Guild Pact.
Correct. Yeah, and so like I don't think it's actually sparky. Like there's some like purple glowy stuff in there, but I don't think that's like the spark. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like I've consistently defined purple glowy stuff as a hit, so I say to count it.
You think to count it? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It glows.
All right. Sounds fair. All right. So what do you got next?
We've got I don't remember what card this is. It's
it's the menace
armory looking.
Yeah, it's the menace
construct.
One that gets bigger. It gets counters on it based on like the number of artifacts or something that you play.
I mean, it mainly looks like it's just polluting the landscape.
Yes, that's accurate.
Looks like somebody just threw together a bunch of weapons that were hanging in the break room and then stuck a furnace in the middle.
Right, yeah, exactly. So my next card is Arlen's Wolf. And so Arlen is there in the background, but I don't know.
Good doggo.
What do we think? We count this one? There's not really any spark going on. Do you know what I mean?
It's not super glowy.
That's what I mean. Like there's a walker there, but
I'm
like
gonna nay on that one.
I agree. Like that's what I was thinking too. Is like she's technically a walker, but there's not really anything going on in there.
Very good dog.
Yeah.
11 out of 10 would dog again. But,
Right. Exactly. And what do you got here?
All right. Oh, I mean, it's not a hit, but I do love this art. I loved. I think it's Victor Adame Meninguez, just what wonderful giant warrior here, just
Yep.
like
just crushing. Yeah, just crushing a guy in her
I
hand.
love that piece of art.
And blocking something else with the shield. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if Loading Ready Run has taught me anything, it's that you want to have a fantasy of being crushed by a giant woman. That is a thing, apparently. So I mean, like it's not bad thing to want that. That's all I'm saying.
Very strong.
That's right. So my next one is this wall of, what was it? Wall of something? I can't remember.
Runes, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's glowing all over the place.
Correct.
And
yeah.
you got a zombie.
And
there.
you got a zombie there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you got next?
Put it on the board. Yeah, so we've got the zombie charioteer here.
Okay. Oh, so you're into your uncommons already too. So that means you have a foil in your pack.
This is exciting.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got the zombie charioteer.
So that counts then, because that's one of the
we'll count it for zombie.
Yeah. Because the Dreadhorde is technically powered by Liliana, right? So
yeah, she commands them.
Right. But like
she's telling them what to do telepathically.
Right. But they like eat people's sparks, basically, right? So I mean,
yeah, they're like the collection agents.
Exactly. And my next one, which I think is just a big old nope here, is my first uncommon, and it's the Sphinx here. Great card, phenomenal art on this card. I love the art on this card, but no sparks going on in here. There's no
lots of flying.
No flashy lights. There is some like weird dude that looks like he's dropping his axe. I don't know if you could see that in the bottom of this card here, but he's like dropping his axe.
I mean, that's what I would do. I would just get out of there. I would feel like this is a bad scene. I'm just gonna hang out at Star Zibs until it's all over.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So what do you got for your next uncommon here?
We've got. Oh, this is very. We got Ral. We've got Lightning. We've got.
Wow. Yeah,
all
that's
that
like
good stuff.
There's definitely sparks going on in there. That's for sure.
Yeah, we loaded up on that one.
I have an interesting one too, because my next uncommon has a walker in it as well, but it's not the walker card yet because we're not there yet. But mine's Dovin's Veto.
Yeah.
And there's not really like sparky stuff going on, but there's fire.
It's glowing a lot, and I'm gonna be consistent on my definition of glowing here.
All right, so, consistent on the glowy spark. All right, sounds good.
Dovin, the fun police.
All right,
we're gonna count it.
So now this is where your walker could be. So what have you got?
Ooh, and we have Japanese Angrath.
There you go. That's nice. And there's definitely a lot of glowing going on in that card as well.
He's an angry dad.
Angry dad.
She wants to get home and see his kids.
Right? Like just every time.
Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
That's right. Yeah. And I unfortunately didn't get a Japanese alternate art, but I did get a Jaya. So there it is.
Well, I mean, literally my favorite character in all of Magic.
Right. So I mean, like I can't complain too much. So
yeah, there's fireballs. Put it on the board.
A plenty there. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So your next one. This is your rare, right?
Yeah. It is. We've got Tulsamir.
Ooh, all right.
With really good hair and a really good wolf.
Yeah.
Looks like he's already cosplaying for the Lord of the Rings crossover.
Right?
He's so ready.
He's ready. He's ready for it,
but
for sure.
Sadly, not glowing.
Yeah. Well, that's okay, because mine is definitely not a glowy card, and it's a rare. And it is the land. I don't remember the name of this land. Mobile Garrison or something like that. Is that the one where it's like you pay 4 and it becomes a 3/3? I think that's what it. I mean, I can see the 3/3 on here, and I can see the 4 pay. Right?
Cityscape though.
Yeah, exactly. But and the little people standing around are not zombies. They're actually the folks of Ravnica, right? So
they're cheering. They're like, yay!
Exactly. So there's definitely no spark going on in this card.
They're celebrating like the Ewoks.
That's right.
After the defeat.
That's right.
All right, so we've deduced that
you have a foil.
Yeah, we've deduced that this is a foil. We think. And well, it's a glow. I genuinely have no idea what card this is, but it's got lots of glowing stuff on it. At least
that is the Spirit Monger or something like that. I think it's called
some kind of
something like that. It's
literally made out of fire, and its mouth is open, and there's more fire inside it.
So it's the card that gets +1/+1 counters when you cast spells, instants, and sorceries.
Then there's a poor little like
is there
zombie guy down here who's like, I didn't ask.
Fried? Oh no.
He's like, I didn't ask for any of this. You know, I died on Amonkhet. I thought that was it. And now
I thought that was all that was gonna happen. Yeah.
Now I'm here, and this is not the package I signed up for.
Right, for sure. So yeah, you can conclude that it's got glowy bits. We'll count
put it in the pile.
And then of course we've got the land. My land is just a plain, so it doesn't have anything glowy in it.
I think there are glowy lands in this set.
There are some. So so that's it for my land. And then what do you got for your land?
Oh, so here we go.
There you go. You got some glowy. There it is.
It's a glowy swamp.
Yep. So it counts. We count it. And then of course your token, I think, is a walker herself.
It's Nissa looking pretty cranky.
Yeah. But her eyes are kind of glowing there, right? Is that what I'm getting?
She's ready to shake the world.
Exactly. So that counts. And I have, of course, just one of the Dread Horde.
Yeah,
so
there we go.
I think that counts as well. Yep. So then we counted up. I think I have what have I got? 1, 2, 3.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And I have 11. So we're right there, right on the edge.
Oh, who would have thought that brash overconfidence would ever come back to haunt me?
To haunt you. So it sounds like that means I won, which means you're going to be donating to the Halton Women's Place, but I'm also going to donate. I'm also going to donate to the food bank. So you guys out there in YouTube land should see the pop-ups in the screen here that show the thank you messages. Thank you so much, Orcish Librarian, for taking some time out of your day.
Thank you for having me.
Schedule
it's obviously.
Yep.
Happy to do it.
And I'm just thank you so much for being here. I'm forever grateful. And why don't you give everyone a little spiel about where they can find you again, so in case they fast forward through the video, they can check you out.
Again, I'm at BibliovoreOrc on Twitter. I would say it's spelled like how it sounds, except I don't know how it sounds. It's spelled like an orc who eats books, because that's me.
Right. There you go.
And check out your local food bank and see if there's anything you can do to help out.
Yeah, sounds good. That sounds like a great plan. So all the links, of course, will be below in the description for Orcish Librarian's content, but also both of the charities will be linked below. So if you can give, please do so. I know we would be grateful, and I know the charities would as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And as always, may your pulls ever be better. Bye.